Okay, so question 1. Describe your first date. Well, the first thing to mention really is that this beautiful romance nearly didn't happen through entirely my own fault. The 3 days leading up to when I was due to meet Marie for our first date, I was on a course with work and sleeping on a yacht for those 3 days. So I was knackered, and I didn't want to arrive at our first date stinking the place up like Joey from Friends after the fishing trip. Little did I know at the time how central to our relationship that TV show would become. So I texted Marie to ask if she would mind postponing the date for that reason. To which she replied, "I'll have to check my diary and get back to you," which I instantly thought a lot of her for. But I thought I'd blown it at that time. I thought that was it. You know, you've messed this girl around. She's not going to give you a second chance. But she got back to me, and we agreed to meet on the Sunday following. Now, I had to go and visit my Nonna because it was her birthday, but I thought I can go to Eastrig, see Nonna, and then meet Marie at the Thin White Duke, which is where we'd agreed to have our first date. I arrived punctually, of course, and I was waiting for Marie. Had to visit the little boys' room while I was waiting for her, and then as I came back down, I saw that she'd arrived, and she was looking kind of anxious. I think as she'd thought that I'd stood her up. So I introduced myself, and to be fair, it was a slightly strange introduction for us both, as although we'd gone to school together, we'd never met. My reputation preceded me, unfortunately. All I knew of Marie from school was that she was joined at the hip with Christina, and I knew from profile that she was a stone cold hottie. Other than that, we knew very little about each other. So I said I would go and get us some drinks, and I nearly ended the date there and then because she asked me for a dry white wine with ice. So I had to get her to repeat that to me a couple of times. You want ice cubes in the wine? She was like, yes. I was like, okay, fine. I'm thinking, right, okay. No, stick with it. She looks nice. So I went and got the drinks, sat down, and, you know, we just instantly hit it off. We found common ground in our shared love of literature and other highbrow pursuits like bitching about people we used to go to school with and episodes of Friends, and we had a lovely, lovely evening together. On the way home, I offered to share a taxi with Marie back to Durham Hill. I would get the taxi back to Wetherall and drop her off at Durham Hill like a gentleman. So concerned was I about shaking this reputation that I used to have at school, not wanting to come on too strong, that I wasn't even going to give her a kiss as we got out of the taxi. But fortunately, Marie leant in for a kiss as she got out of the taxi and gave me a peck on the cheek, and it was the most romantic little peck on the cheek I've ever had.